Asparagus. Asparagus. Now I know what you're thinking. You love asparagus, but you're worried how to cook it. You're in your kitchen thinking, what am I going to do with this asparagus? Well, this is where, come into the shop, come in. I'm going to show you a little bit how to do it today. If you want to know where the natural break in the asparagus is, just snap it, and where that, you don't want that bit, throw it away. That's what we'll do with the rest of them. Where the natural break is, that's where it goes. They might look a little bit rough around the edges. He's escaped, man, overboard. Right, what we're going to do is just trim the ends up now, and we're going to cook it probably 3 ways today. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get the char grill on. So we'll have some char grilled asparagus, and we'll have some blanched asparagus. Now if you're going to char grill asparagus, you only have to cook it 3/4 of the way, because if you cook it any more and then you put it onto your char grill, all you're doing is overcooking it. So remember, when you're char grilling, cook only 3/4 in the blanched water. Now, I've got loads of different salts here. Himalayan sea salt, and table salt. These 2 salts, these are for finishing. This is what you put on at the last moment. You do not waste beautiful salt, and you put your normal table salt in your pan. Many chefs say there's many different reasons for putting table salt in there. Some say it boils faster, some say that it retains its greenness. I've found that it just makes the asparagus taste a little better. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to peel down a couple of these, and if you was in a modern kitchen in a restaurant, they might ask you to do that. I'm going to peel 3 down, and what we're going to do, we're going to grab the one that's left, and I'm going to grab the one that's on the floor, because it's a 3-second ruling, I believe, and we're going to put them in the pan of hot water. Lots and lots of hot water. It keeps boiling faster, keeps the flavour in, keeps the colour in. And then when they're done, we're going to move some onto the plate, and we're going to move some into the char grill. Welcome back. We've had a little break, we've had a cup of coffee, and what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take the asparagus out that I want to put in the char grill. You can push it, and it will give some slight resistance, but you don't want to cook it to its complete fruition, because if you do, what happens is it will overcook on the char grill. I'm going to get a little tiny bit of olive oil here, not too much, because the idea is not to fry it, it's to char grill it. I'm then going to take my cloth and I'm going to wipe it around. Put that char grill lovely like on there. A little bit of black pepper and a smidgen of sea salt, which is really tasty. Now you may see chefs on telly and they'll be moving the pan around and there'll be flames licking the ceiling. That's not what you want to do. The whole reason why it's in the char grill in the first place is to create some flavour and some lovely decorative lines on the asparagus. So we're going to leave that until we're going to turn it over. Now the other asparagus we're going to take out the pot because it's ready, and we're just going to place it on our plate. They will be perfect for eating. Tender asparagus is one of those vegetables where you can go into a restaurant and you're never going to go into a restaurant and say, I want broccoli for my starter, or I want some cauliflower for my starter. You can have asparagus for breakfast, you can have asparagus as a starter, with eggs, with hollandaise, with smoked salmon, with parma ham. It truly is. Now, quickly come over here and we can see we've got some beautiful char grill marks coming on here now. That's the kind of colour we wanted. There we go, that's all coming together now. Oh yes, it's crazy, man.
So how long would you, if you were just boiling or blanching the asparagus without char grilling, how long would that process take?
About 4 minutes. You want to bring your pot up to boiling hot, some salt in there, and then you put your asparagus in. And if you're unsure, this is what your tongs are for. You dive in there, you pull one out, you give it a little squeeze, and it should offer some slight resistance, but it shouldn't turn to mush. Now we're going to get the rest of the asparagus off because the char grill is done. We got that lovely colour that we were searching for. There we go, look at that. Lovely char grilled asparagus with natural asparagus. And here we go, look, some people would put some butter on at this point. I've always been a fan of olive oil, so I'm just going to put a little tiny drizzle of olive oil over the asparagus. Whee! In fact, some people may put a little bit of balsamic with that, which would be giving the asparagus a little bit of acidity. And we're going to put some lovely sea salt on there, and we're using this sea salt because it's a finishing salt. And then maybe a little grind of pepper, just to, you've always got to season your food properly, otherwise you're not developing the flavours. We're going to come around there. I'm just going to do what they do in restaurants and clean up the sides. Look at that. It's simply grilled asparagus, 2 ways, char grilled with a little drizzle of olive oil. It's not complicated, and it's a really tasty starter and breakfast, maybe, if you're going to have it with hollandaise. Some people would put a poached egg on there and open that poached egg up so all the yolk would flow, and it would be lovely.
Yummy.
Yummy, yummy.